Project 2027 was what Los Angeles Lakers fans dubbed the long-term plan to build around Luka Doncic. While there is certainly some nuance that needs explaining about the exact circumstances, that should be exactly when Rob Pelinka's next game-changing maneuver should be expected. ESPN's NBA Insiders published a story on Wednesday that offered extensive look at the situation in Los Angeles. That write-up offered a strong estimation on how the Lakers should be expected to capitalize on their opportunistic approach that has prioritized flexibility. ESPN wrote, "An ideal situation is to parlay the expiring contracts into players who can help now and next season. That would put the Lakers in a position to have close to $100 million in cap space in 2027. The NBA Insiders highlighted notable 2027 free agents Giannis Antetokounmpo, Stephen Curry, Nikola Jokic, Karl-Anthony Towns, Donovan Mitchell, and even Anthony Davis as players who should be on the radar. The Lakers would be positioned to strike, like they have done in the past. Lakers have enacted this exact same plan before." ESPN offered their proof as to how the Lakers are poising themselves for 2027 by rewinding the clock to the past summers of 2018 and 2019. In 2018, they set themselves up to bring in LeBron James. The following offseason is when they built their championship core. The front office were able to similarly line up the contracts and maneuver the pieces back then to prime themselves as big players in free agency. The NBA Insiders highlighted that a combination of getting to play with Doncic, the Los Angeles market, and a new owner should make for a strong pitch. Naturally, things are not exactly the same as they were back then. The biggest difference that can make this plan to retool in free agency a dud is, of course, the dreaded new CBA. Everyone was reminded by ESPN that the more lucrative financial options for these stars is now typically found in extending with their current team. That is why many of these high-caliber players have opted to take the money and force their way out via trade request, when necessary. That is not what the Lakers will want to hear. While the team is not completely without tradable assets, Los Angeles is certainly not rich in that department. The balancing act that faces the Lakers is not enviable. They will have to maintain a strong roster that allows them to compete now, while continuing to fixate on the game-changing opportunity that is ahead of them. As things stand, though, every indicator points to that being the vision in Los Angeles. Los Angeles Lakers associate head coach Nate McMillan set big expectations for LeBron James' son, second-year guard Bronny James, for the upcoming 2025-26 NBA season. "I love Bronny. Great young man, and we expect him to possibly get some minutes this year," McMillan said on The Sports Shop with Reese and K-Mac on August 5th. It is a tall order for the second-year guard after the Lakers reloaded this offseason. They just added former NBA Defensive Player of the Year Marcus Smart to their backcourt. Smart joins Lakers stars Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves and backup guard Gabe Vincent in that loaded backcourt. However, McMillan is bullish about Bronny's chances to court time after overcoming adversities during his rookie year. Bronny is the most scrutinized 55th overall pick in NBA history. But after his NBA career got off to a slow start, Bronny finished his rookie season strong. "We've seen a lot of growth from year one," McMillan said of Bronny. "He had, I thought, a really good summer league this year. A young guy like that coming in with this type of pressure that he came into the league with last year was unbelievable. When we played in the Las Vegas Summer League last year and this year, his games were sold out to see him. The fan base has really, I think, for the most part, been really supportive of him." Bronny's growth. Bronny showed marked improvement in his second NBA Summer League, averaging 14.2 points on 47.6% shooting, 3.8 assists, and 2.8 rebounds. Last year, he only averaged 8.8 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 1.0 assists while hitting just 35% from the field. He spent a lot of time in the G League this season, and I really feel that helped him, because when he came out into the Summer League, you could see the confidence, McMillan said. "He was much more relaxed than he was last year. Everybody would have been as nervous as can be last season, but he was much more relaxed this season." Bronny gained confidence in the G League last season, averaging 21.9 points on a 44/38/82 shooting split, with 5.3 rebounds, 5.3 assists, and 1.9 steals across 11 games. His shot was never broken, but the confidence, you could see he was knocking down those shots, getting to the basket, McMillan said. Defensively, we wanted him to challenge himself to pick up the ball. Bronny finished his rookie season with modest averages of 2.3 points in 6.7 minutes across 27 games, including one start. J.J. Redick's challenge. That single start in his young career opened things up for Bronny. Down 4 starters, including his father, Bronny stepped up and co-led the Lakers in scoring with a career-high 17 points on 7 of 10 shooting with 5 assists and 3 rebounds in 30 minutes in a 118-89 loss to Milwaukee in March. Towards the end of the first half, Bronny found himself cross-switched with Antetokounmpo. Instead of getting intimidated by the former MVP, Bronny became audacious as he dribbled behind his back past Antetokounmpo to the delight of the home crowd before losing the ball out of bounds. It was Bronny's second of 4 turnovers, a wrinkle to his game that he needs to clean up. The 21-year-old guard averaged 4.0 turnovers in the NBA Summer League. But it's the least of Coach J.J. Redick's concerns heading into his second season in the Pro League. Redick laid out what Bronny has to do to earn his stripes in the NBA. The biggest thing for Bronny is that he has to get in elite shape, Redick told ESPN's Dave McMenamin in July. That's the barrier of entry for him right now. And if he does that, I think he's got a chance to be a really fantastic player in the NBA. In a flurry of speculative chatter that reads like it was lifted straight from ESPN's rumor mill, the Los Angeles Lakers appear poised to seriously bolster their rotation with a high basketball IQ backcourt connector and a versatile forward, plus a future first-round asset, all without giving up major assets. Meanwhile, the Phoenix Suns are reportedly angling to shore up their perimeter defense with a gritty locker room presence and floor-spacing veteran, keeping one foot firmly planted in their rebuild. And somewhere in the middle, the Cleveland Cavaliers seem to be positioning to capitalize on the chaos, fielding a minor return that hints at a strategic pivot without making waves. By dangling a mix of draft capital and experienced contributors, this trade idea brings together the Lakers' immediate championship push, the Suns' longer arc construction, and Cleveland's retooling. It's a 3-team trade that promises each team gets what they need for 2025-26. Proposed trade details. Los Angeles Lakers receive Grayson Allen, Dean Wade, 2028 first-round pick, BKN/NYK/was. Phoenix Suns receive Jared Vanderbilt, Maxi Kleber, 2032 second-round pick, LAL. Cleveland Cavaliers receive Oso Ighodaro. Los Angeles Lakers add more shooting and defense to a championship roster. The Lakers just got smarter on both ends, landing a marksman who spreads the floor and a high IQ glue guy who can guard multiple spots. First off, Grayson Allen brings elite shooting. He shot 42.6% from deep last season and had an effective field goal percentage of 60%. Add in a career average of about 10.5 points, 3.0 rebounds, and 2.0 assists over 403 games, and you've got a reliable rotational sniper who boosts efficiency. Then there's Dean Wade, quiet, versatile, effective. Last season, he logged 5.4 points, for 0.2 rebounds and 1.3 assists while shooting 41.3% from the field and 36% from deep in 59 games on a $6.6 million expiring deal. Wade can defend multiple faces, pop threes, and comes at a price that won't cap strangle the roster. Putting Allen's sniper touch alongside Wade's positional flexibility gives the Lakers 2 efficient, selfless pieces that would chip the minutes without forcing lineups. That's smart roster building, not flashy, but championship ready. The Lakers have more than enough star power with Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and Austin Reeves, but they need defense and shooting ability around them. This trade gives them that without losing any key role players such as Rui Hachimura. Phoenix Suns add a promising defender while shedding salary. Phoenix quietly refines its rebuild by bringing in a defensive workhorse while alleviating cap stress. 2 moves in 1. Jared Vanderbilt, 4.1 ppg, 5.1 rpg, 1.0 spg, is the defensive bouncer every contending team craves. His career defensive rating sits at a stout 109.7, and he boasts elite athleticism, a 6 feet 9 inches frame, 6 feet 11 inches wingspan, near elite lateral quickness, and defensive awareness. This allows Phoenix to keep cash flow moving toward their young core or future in-season acquisitions. It's a practical move masked in subtlety until you see the books. Phoenix essentially gets a defensive tone setter while cutting long-term financial shackles. This gives the Suns exactly what they need in a rebuild: defense, value, and room to maneuver. They also move on from Allen's salary, $16,875,000 and $18,125,000 over the next 2 seasons, since he won't be helping a rebuilding team much anyway. Dillon Brooks can also replace Allen for the full-time wing spot, and the addition of an expiring Maxi Kleber contract, $11 million, is nothing but a positive during their rebuild. Cleveland Cavaliers bring on an intriguing youngster. Cleveland quietly pulls in a 22-year-old rookie with skills soft enough to develop and long-term upside steep enough to watch. Oso Ighodaro averaged 4.2 points, 3.6 rebounds, and 1.2 assists on an efficient 60.4% field goal shooting line as a 6 feet 10 inches forward across 61 games in his rookie year. Drafted 40th overall in 2024, Oso turned Marquette into his own lab, started 72 games in his final 2 seasons, grew into a dependable scoring/starter type. At first glance, modest numbers. But he's a high IQ, smooth-moving big with jumper touch and court awareness. That's the kind of developmental gem teams love to stash and coach up. Cleveland isn't swinging for the fences. They're drafting patience. They just added a quietly multi-skilled youth who could grow into minutes if the gamble pays off. No fireworks, but plenty of potential, and that's exactly Cleveland's style right now. Huge trade that gives each team what they need, particularly the Lakers. This 3-team blockbuster is certainly huge, not because of star power, but because of shoring up the bench. The Lakers emerge with elite shooting and defensive flexibility in Grayson Allen and Dean Wade, plus a future first-round pick that fuels their win-now dream without mortgaging their future. Given Allen's recent 46.1% three-point clip with Phoenix and Wade's reputation as a versatile, reliable 3 and D forward, Cleveland nearly ransomed the Rockets for. LA doesn't just plug holes, they add quality and depth in high-value, cost-controlled packages. The Suns walk away with a defensive force in Jared Vanderbilt, athletic, switchable, and a throwback on the defensive end, all while trimming Kleber's salary and rebalancing the cap sheet. It's a subtle pivot, but one that clears the way for more flexibility while still reinforcing their perimeter defense. And for the Cavaliers, Oso Ighodaro is a throwback of sorts. A steady, versatile youngster with passing, rim running, and positional defensive promise, developed during a 4-year stint at Marquette, where he averaged double-digit scoring and earned all Big East second-team honors.